Okay, good morning, everyone. How are you today?
Morning, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Dr. Patcharee will come into Zoom in a minute. I try to send her the link. Please, just a minute.
Okay, so we met again in a third series of three of our STEM webinar. I wish you for the best health and also happiness. Keep going to do your activities enthusiastically. For the last two sessions, our STEM webinar, we had learned about STEM education and also how to design the STEM learning or lesson plan. So today, Dr. Sittichai Wichaidit and also Dr. Patcharee are still with us to share their expertise on STEM teaching and learning. And today's topic is about how to assess our STEM class or STEM lesson. So the participants of the third session are mostly the same with the last session. And I saw some participants of Thai.
Yes. Today we have Dr. Patcharee students in her class.
Okay.
She invite her students
Yeah,
to
some of them
participate
are joining
in
us.
this
Thank you very much.
webinar.
Yeah, yeah. So thank you for joining us, all students from Thepsatri Rajabhat University. Maybe we can notice them from their name written in Thailand, so we can. We're sorry we cannot read it. And also, I would like to greet also the participants that have joined the webinar since the first session. Thanks for your eagerness and also consistency. It's truly amazing and have gave the committee spirits and energy to accomplish this session, the last session of the webinar. So last week we have a good experience working in a group in a breakout room session, and I hope that you all of you enjoy it. So today good morning, Dr. Patcharee. How are you?
Good morning.
Oh, morning. How are you? Okay, so let me continue. So our last session today, Dr. Sittichai and Dr. Patcharee, as I said, they will share us about how to assess the STEM lesson or the STEM learning. Okay, so I think I have to give the forum to the Dr. Sittichai. Yeah, please.
Okay. Thank you very much, Murni.
Yep.
Today, yes, thank you all of the participants to join us today. Today, Dr. Patcharee will lead the discussion and the presentation, and I think today we will not have the breakout room. So uh, let's see. There are a lot of Thai students here, so maybe Dr. Patcharee
Mhm.
will introduce her student to our webinar.
โอเค
Okay.
สำหรับเด็กไทยนะคะ เด็กๆไทย เด็กไทยเดี๋ยวหนูเข้าไปเปลี่ยนชื่อกันก่อนนะลูก ไปเปลี่ยนชื่อก่อนค่ะ เข้าไปที่ไปคลิกตรงหน้าจอของเราอะแล้วมันจะมีจุด3จุดใช่ไหม ไปคลิกตรงจุด3จุดนั้นน่ะแล้วก็ไปที่rename อยู่กันไหมrename แล้วก็ไปกด
Klik record
เปลี่ยนชื่อเป็นภาษาอังกฤษนะเดี๋ยวพอดีเดี๋ยวทีมทางของ UNS เขาจะให้เกียรติบัตรด้วยนะคะในตอนสุดท้ายเขาก็เลยต้องการชื่อเป็นภาษาอังกฤษนะแล้วก็ไปใส่ชื่อนามสกุลเป็นภาษาอังกฤษถ้าเพื่อนคนไหนเข้ามาแล้วปิดหน้ากล้องไว้แล้วก็ออกไปที่อื่นหนูก็บอกเพื่อนก่อนนะให้เข้ามาเปลี่ยนชื่อก่อนพิชอะไรนะพิชภาอะไรนะเปลี่ยนเป็นภาษาอังกฤษด้วยชนาภาไข่นิ่นเปลี่ยนเป็นภาษาอังกฤษด้วยนะคะนัชชาแจ้งประยูนปัทมาวันเปลี่ยนด้วยนะเป็นภาษาอังกฤษด้วยนะคะกนิษฐาปออะไรนะนะเข้าไปเปลี่ยนให้หมดนะคะเปลี่ยนเป็นภาษาอังกฤษด้วยนะ Okay, just talk to them to change the name in English. Okay.
Okay, yeah. But the characters of Thai characters, I think, is similar with Japanese
Yeah.
characters somehow.
So, Murni, would you please provide the site that my student can get the certificate from the seminar in the chat room again?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So we will share the presents, and then your students can write down their names and also uh, affiliation there, and then we will make the e-certificate for them.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
So let me first present for the first session right now.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, can you see the screen?
Yeah.
The PowerPoint?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Good morning again. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining this meeting. Today, I am going to talk about the assessment in the STEM education. Part of the content may related to the first and the second weeks of the webinar. For this week, the title related to the assessment that make me have to talk about what is the purpose of STEM and what are 21st century skills composed of. And finally, I will show all of you what I have done as a parent through STEM and STEAM activities for my kid during the COVID-19 and let you know to see and provoke all of you to think about the objective of each activities, what the kids had done, and what they know and what they can do. Look through the learning process in terms of the assessment. And at the end of the sessions, Dr. Sittichai will provide more information of how teachers use the online platform to track the progression of student learning in his biology laboratory class. Okay, let's back to the basic of the assessment theory. Before talking about the purpose of STEM, I will go over the assessment in education and the role of teacher. According to the table that present on the screen, the teacher can take many roles, such as the first one, teacher as a mentor. The role of teacher is provide the feedback and support to each student. Teacher can be as a guide to diagnose information. Teacher can be an accountant to maintain the records and the progress of the student. And that record have to report to the student, the parents, and school administrator about the student progress and achievement. And the teacher can be the program that make adjustment and revise the instructional practice, which mean that four of these for of this role, the teacher will provide more information to the student. I mean, mainly to the student, but in the last part, student have to look at ourselves, what we have done so far. Sometimes we speak quickly, or sometimes we can cause our student get confused. As a teacher, we have to look back ourselves as well. Use the result of the assessment. So you can see that the teacher can take many roles. And right now we have COVID-19. The teacher can be more like YouTuber, web content, programmer, something related to the digital technology. Okay. The assessment in education, which composed of the three approach during the purpose, depend on the purpose of the assessment. The first one, the first one is assessment of learning. This assessment aim to summative the result of the summative intended to certify the learning and report to the parents or school administrators. The summative assessment is done at the end of the course or the unit or the semester, and then we are familiar with the grade like A, B, C, or D, pass or fail, something like that. It's all about the assessment of the learning. That is we call summative assessment. The second one is the assessment for learning, which means that assessment to improve learning. This kind of assessment is shift the emphasis from summative to formative assessment. The key point of the assessment is the feedback. The teacher have to communicate to student by providing the useful feedback and point the way to make student how to improve something during the course, which means that the teacher uh, doesn't have to wait until at the end of the course, but they can plan before and during the instruction to improve student learning by using the formative assessment. And the last one is the assessment as learning, which means this assessment extend the role of formative assessment by emphasize the role of the student. And the kind of this assessment make the student reflect on their work and make a judgment. The student will know the criterion, and the student reflect what they had done, how far from the goal, and how much further they have to put an effort to reach that goal. That will more make them to be more maturity to be assessment as learning. Some of you may use of these like re- reflection of something after you have finished the activities, and then you had to reflect back what you had done and how much further you can improve it. Okay, for this slide I will pass quickly because you will already know the assessment contributed to improve learning. Not only the teacher can use the result of the assessment, but the parents and the school administrator, stakeholders, shareholders can use the assessment as well. The result of the assessment can be identify what student know and be able to do. What student know is the knowledge, and what student can do, be able to do is we call the skills. And the result of the assessment can motivate student learning. And also the result of the assessment can make a connection of what? Connection of what the curriculum said and what the current status of our students, how they far from the goal. So the result of the assessment can be our connection in this part. And also the result of the assessment can extend the learning, as I said before, that the useful feedback from teacher can make students improve their learning. If they get a rubric of doing something, they can see that the full score are, and then what competency or skill or product that the teacher would like to see is, and then they can do anything to reach the goal because they use the rubric as a tools. And the result of the assessment can be reflection and self-monitoring. Oh, okay. Can you hear me? Okay. Yes. Yeah. I just realized to click the mouse and then I click mute. Okay. So then, and then stop talking. Okay. Okay. Some of you may see this. So let's talk about the purpose of STEM education. So we know the purpose because if we know the purpose of STEM education, we can decide the learning activity and the assessment task that to fit to it. It is clear that the STEM education, the STEM education that happen to uh, to to serve the skills of the workers for nowadays, because nowadays the job require the routine manual thinking skill is declining. During this time, the job had involved the higher level of knowledge and skill. If you look at the table on the screen on the left hand side, yeah, sorry, you will see the top 10 skills. The first one is a complex problem solving, because right now is not simple problem for us to solve. Every problem is quite complex, so the students have to be have more of these skills. The second one is critical thinking. The third one is creativity, people management, coordinating with others, emotional intelligence, judgment and decision making, service orientation, negotiation, cognitive flexibility. So then by of this in 2020, and by 2013, the world would be more rely on the technology, and the more needed are higher cognitive skill. If you see on the slide, is more higher cognitive skills and more social emotional skill and more technological skill. On the left hand side is the needed for United States for all sectors, and the right hand side is the Western European, and maybe same as Asian country like us. So we will have more people to have more skill like this as well. If you would like to read more information, you can go to the World Economic Forum, that you can search by the Google search engine and then read more if you're interested in some information more on this. Some of you may be very familiar with the rainbow, and then just would like to read more information about the rainbow. Okay, just would like, how many of you have seen the rainbow before? I mean, just raise your hand. Just raise your hand. Oh, Sittichai, okay, of course you are. Go back to the. So just show your reaction like this if you have seen the rainbow. Maybe the Thai student. Let me speak in Thai. นักศึกษาไทยคะเคยเห็นรูปสายรุ้งตะกี้นี่ไหมศตวรรษที่21ถ้าเกิดเคยเห็นโชว์มือแบบนี้ให้ครูดูหน่อยเร็วไปกันหมดแล้วการใจไทยนี่เอกอะไรเนี่ยนี่เข้ามานอนหลับใช่ไหมเนี่ยเปิดหน้ากล้องไว้มีไหมมีมีบ้างนะคะ มีบ้างโอเคโอเค135 คนนี้อยู่กี่คนเนี่ย Okay, you see the PowerPoint? Can you see the PowerPoint? Right? Okay.
Not
According
yet.
to
Okay.
yeah, ac-
Okay.
okay. According to the Partnership for the 21st Century Skill, this rainbow is called the Knowledge and Skill Rainbow. So let me speak in Thai. Rainbow แปลว่าสายรุ้งนะคะ Rainbow แปลว่าสายรุ้งถ้าเกิดอยากรู้เพิ่มเติมว่าหนูก็เซิร์ชในมือถือก็ได้นะไอเนี้ย P P 21นะคะทักษะแห่งศตวรรษที่21 Okay, let back to the English version. Okay, the rainbow illustrate the desired student outcome that most needed for our time, including the core subject and 3R and 21st century theme. This learning through this core subject, the student can learn through their school or core curriculum at the school, and you will see the 3R, which stand for reading, writing, and arithmetic. Arithmetic with mean mathematics. The subject add-on or interdisciplinary 21st century theme on the left-hand side is the theme is related to our life, for example, like global awareness, environmental, because right now we have more people and the people cause damage the environment. So that's why the theme will be the issue. And another is the financial literacy, civic literacy, and health literacy. This is called, the green one is the core subject. And around the core subject is surrounded by the three set of skills, which include the first one is learning and innovation skill. You can see 4C in here. 4C composed of critical thinking, communication, collaboration, and creativities. That is the skills that the people must have for this century learning. And another one is information media and technology skills. And the last one is life and career skills. So I don't talk the detail too much about this skill because you can find information from many resources. I will summarize the key skill that the teacher can set and the assessment. Oh, I forgot the last part is that all countries have to have the basic structure to support all of these rainbow with composed of standard and assessment, curriculum and instruction, professional development, and learning and environment. What we are doing right now, maybe as a part of professional development, because all of you are uh, teacher and some of you are student teachers, so one day you will be a real teacher in the educational system. This way is as a part of to improve the knowledge of the teacher that we call the professional development. Okay, so from this rainbow we can summarize in here. We have a 3R, right? Reading, writing, and arithmetic. And then we have 7Cs. And if you use the 3 multiplied by 7 is equal to 21st, which means 20 century learning skills that you can use all of this to set as the assessment. If you are a teacher that you would like to see how your student improve in this way, sometimes you may not have to access everything of this. You just think that which one is more important for your your student and choose it and decide the learning activities and plan to assess it. Okay, sorry. Here in example of STEM and STEAM activities from primary school student. Moni, you will get confused that for this week you assign me to talk about the assessment, right? But I think the good assessment is, to come along with the learning activity. So if we decide the activity is clear, we will see how the student can who is the host that mute me all the time. Okay, just kidding. Okay. Before we have seen the activities, so let's talk about the, just go over just quickly for the purpose of STEM education because we would like to prepare our citizens to be more effective, can live and work in 21st century workplace. Therefore, we have to integrate the content, not necessary to integrate all four of these. In Thailand, we have talked about only two is okay. Is maybe two or three is okay. But if we can do is four of these, science, technology, mathematics, and engineering, if we can do all of this is best. But at least two is okay. It's depending on the content or the theme that we are designing to teach our child. We can use the project based or problem based to be a situation that make them to think about what is the current problem and what they have. What the materials they have, what the goal they have to overcome, something like that. We use the project based because we would like them to work together, to talk to each other, and then try to use or reinforce the real world application because they will know the usefulness or advantages of the content to apply to the real world application, like bring them from the classroom to the world. We do all of this because we would like to prepare our students to integrate to STEM career. Because right now we have, like a small number of students to appreciate science or mathematics or engineer because they think that it is very difficult for them. So it would be better to be something like appear on the TV that they don't have to calculate all the time, just beautiful and then get more money. Okay, I was just kidding. Okay, okay. Here is my kids. Okay, I just would like to show that not just tell them to do, not just tell them to do, but the important thing is the asking question. So as a teacher or as a parent, you have to ask the question, what is the purpose? What show me that can you compare? Show me can you grab all of this. So for this one, I will let them making a plot. Setting plot that can decompose by itself in nature. And then for this is all in Thai. I will let them know that what the material we have. But for all of this book, if you guys interested in some of the activities, I download from Smithsonian Making Lab Outdoor for the Kids. Smithsonian is the organization in the USA. And then from this I didn't show them. I just let them go over mathematics because they at the time they just grade one, and then make a graph that you're familiar with this whiteboard, I mean magnet whiteboard and all of this picture because it's from all of these materials has been presented in UNS, I mean your universities last year, yeah, from this, just to bring some of this, and then think about to make them. Uh, I mean, I can let them do it by themselves. Use the paper what they want. I mean, the color they want, or which paper they want. So they can choose the newspaper or the color paper like this. But no one choose the new paper because it's not beautiful enough for them, I think. And then tear it and and then pour the waters to make it soft, and then mix it with sour, and then to make it like a grasses, and let them dry in the sunlight for 24 hours. The important thing is asking questions. I mean, go over the content, asking questions, and ask them why do they think that this one is better, the plastic, that why not we just put the plastic and then plot a seed, and then and then let the plastic like in the soil, and then and this one is more related to mathematics and the chef mathematics, and this is the little one is the kindergarten grade T grade 3, the younger sister. This is the friend of my elder sister. This is elder sister grade 1. This is the kindergarten year 3. And then just ask the questions as well. And then just forgot maybe the 2 times, and then let them to make it by their I mean, they can put all of this chip and then create the story from this chip to make to make them more creativity in the future, and then let them cut and measure something, incorporate mathematics for all of this is to intended to increase their creativity, and then let them do this by a chef that they like. Sometimes I have to help, I mean, because the connection of like this, I have to show them first, and after they know that they can do it by themselves, so for grade 1 can do all of this. For this week, I have talked to Dr. Sittichai that maybe sometimes some of the participants will don't understand English enough. So maybe it is better to share the picture what we had done, and then after you see the picture, you can apply to your classroom. Okay. And then for all of this is dealing with the acids and bases. I know I let them know the name and the name of all uh, instrument here, and then I let them know the I mean all of type of indicator that the primary school student has to face with, and then at the bottom of the picture we will make the indicator by the flower that we call ดอกอัญชันนะคะทำ indicator จากดอกอัญชัน and then we will use all of this indicator to test the household chemistry like this, like milk and bathroom uh, chemical like this. Okay, so you will see you can do this at your house, or you can do it with your student. For all of this, from this, Dr. Sittichai will use the mobile application because he would like them to get familiar with using technology. So he used the Google Earth by using my picture when I was in the Rome Italy. So we went to Rome last year, and then he asked the kids to see where is your mother live in the picture, and then let them to go into the Google Earth and then to find the press, and then yeah, maybe Dr. Sittichai, you want to say something? No? Okay, no, okay. And then fine. So they will very enjoy, happy. So where's the mom went? Yeah. For all of this, Dr. Sittichai would like, as I told you at the first week that in Thailand we have adapt our curriculum by putting computing science into the technology. So the kids have to learn how to order the robot, like a walk straight, like a three block, and to the left two blocked, so like this. And this one is Dr. Sittichai used the board game that is the that is quite old, but he create and then put the a- alphabet in this randomly, and one of them have to order the robot like this. Don't touch, just write the o- order to tell the robot walk. For example, like if the word is jar, jar, so you have to find the alphabet here, and the robot have to walk to the first alphabet is jar, and it walk to J, and then walk further to A, and at the end it walk further to R. And for all of this is the order. Okay, like this. Maybe you can adapt this for the Indonesian student or to classroom. And this, if they deal with me, is more science. But if they deal with Dr. Sittichai, will be more everything, because Sittichai is have many activities. From this, I will begin with the fairy tales about the trees. So make them read. So if you see the alphabet STEM, so you will have more teaching method like STEAM, A which mean art, and then another method STREAM, which R which mean reading. So you can incorporate reading in the part of the STEM education to make the student can read, can write more effectively. So I activate them to read about the tree, and after they read, they go over mathematics, how to balance, and then do the hands-on activities to make the weight is more equally, because in science process skill we have to control variable like this, because we would like to know that the light and the water, which one is more effect to the growth of the p like this. And then just asking the question, ask them to think, to compare, to summarize by themselves, observe by themselves, and then talk to their friend. Because uh, when I would like to teach my kids, I will invite her friend. I mean, this her close friend, because I would like them to talk to each other to think. So from this is Dr. Sittichai use the fairy tale as well, and then make the kid choose which one they love the most, and then use that picture to go over English, and then how to pronounce each vocabulary or learn sentence just a bit. But for all of this is a project based, and after they choose the fairy tales, and then they has a project, which means that they have to work together to make ตัวละครอะไรนะเปียก
Character,
okay,
character.
the character. Okay, sometimes it's lost in my mind when I have to speak English. Okay, so they make mock like this, and then Dr. Sittichai will video clip, and and then they has to role play. I mean, a show. Yes, we have a video of this, but I didn't show here today. For all of this, yeah, I mean, plant again and again, because grade one in Thailand, so the student will learn about the plant, animal, observe the thing around them. So let them do it, and then City incorporate technology by this, and I mean in this picture, so they have to measure by themselves, not just telling them to do, but asking the question, how do you know that is growth? How do you know? Show me, please. And then they just use the ruler to measure the length of the pea, like this in here. So we have the grass in 1, 2, 3, and 4 is we cover with the box, because the first one they cannot see the light. So something like this, because we control variable, and then Sittichai make them do it by themselves to create. I mean the two picture of this, and then reflect what they had done so far during the 5 days, and then they just jot down something and write and practice typing, because in Thailand curriculum, so the students have to learn computers in grade one. So they can just like open the file and then put the file and then type something like this. Yeah, of course, you can guess that this will learn with their mom. So we will make the crystal from this. We will use the shell of the egg. Use the shell of the egg. We begin with the fairy tale as well. That the fairy tale said that the scientists see the dinosaur in the past, and it will have a very beautiful crystal like this, and then let them do it. Just ask them do. Yeah, familiar with the science instrument, use mathematic dealing balance, something like that, and control variable. Just don't forget asking the question. Ask them to compare. Ask them to summarize, and let them show me how it can mix it. And this one is they learn the magnet. So we begin with the science contents first, and then this one is seem like for STEAM. Incorporate art, because we will make a flower from this. Let them use the ruler. Let them make a measurement, because we would like to incorporate mathematics and do the hands-on activities. And then after they make a flower like here, they will grow it with the magnet in here. I mean, grow it in the magnet. The magnet is on the back of this future board, and then they draw this picture by themselves and create the root from here to here. Everyone can create the root by themselves. So this one is the boy, the friend of my kids. This one is the product of the boy, and this one is the girl, and then they can create. But I have set a situation that the root is should be no less than 30 centimeters, like for example. So they have to create like to left to right, and then when they sum it, it should be more than 30 centimeters, and then tell their friend to move this car to the end of the road. And finally, I will ask them to put the dinosaur into the trend because it's the numerical thinking or computational thinking in here. So first, for this board is in Thai, so I will put the situation or limitation. So they cannot do whatever they want, but they have to put the dinosaur according to my guideline. Mm. And then make this one is they can use and I provide the materials, and then they can think by themselves how they should carry the dinosaur by all of this thing, because this connector is broken, but we have the magnet, so they can apply the science concept to the real world situation. Some of you may say that this is the real world, this is the toys. Oh, okay, of course, it's just grade one and kindergarten. So this one is enough for the real world application. Okay, this one is the integrate mathematics. Let them do it by themselves, balance and rate it. And I will show this about the unit of the measurement, like gram, kilogram, like this, like they can compare back to what they need. So let them do it by themselves, talk to each other. And for all of this, I would like to incorporate science. I would like them to compare the weight of a thing that and then summarize to be that this one is the independent variable, and if you use all of these different, you will get all of this product is different as well. I mean this one as well. But for this one you have to control it, that we call the control variable. So like this, just would like to incorporate science, mathematics, and then design the things that they want. This we call slam. So much fun, very very fun for this one. Okay, okay, maybe that's it. Yeah. Okay, maybe Sittichai just would like to talk more, or you want to, or someone has any questions that would like to ask. Maybe my student will more sleepy because okay. They said,
Thanks
"Oh,
for yeah.
teacher, what you had done to me? You asked me to join the Zoom, and I'm just sleeping. Thai student, don't sleeping, okay? Turn on your camera and smile to me." นักเรียนไทยนะคะนักศึกษาไทยเปิดหน้ากล้องมาทักทายครูเดี๋ยวนี้นะเดี๋ยวครูจะมีคะแนนให้ใครได้เกียรติบัตรจากงานนี้นะครูจะบวก2ให้นะคะโอเค Do you have any questions for my part? And then if not, okay. ธนากร
Yeah.
เปลี่ยนชื่อแล้วลูกธนากรเปลี่ยนชื่อเป็นภาษาอังกฤษด้วยค่ะธนากรเอกอะไรเนี่ยเปลี่ยนชื่อด้วยค่ะเดี๋ยวเขาจะให้ไปที่รีเนมเดี๋ยวเขาจะให้เกียรติบัตรตอนท้าย
Okay, Dr. Patcharee, there is one question from Nuraida Latifa.
Okay.
She asks about how do you assess the ability of students from each of
Oh.
its integration,
Oh,
science,
okay.
technology, engineering, and maths, whether uh, there should be some indicators of each
Okay.
of these disciplines.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, this is very good question. So because I have done this is during is my house. So if you had done these activities in your classroom, so you have to have the criterion. You have to set the criterion, and after and then the kids can see what criterion, uh, which mean a transferred into score, like 0, 1, or 2. So like for example, if you would like to see they're capable of solve the problem, you can set the 0, 1, 2, and 3 of of this com- competency. But in here, I doing during in my house just in the COVID-19. So I just observe and then ask the question, and I will know that all of, I mean, each kids they will know or don't know something by using my questionings and observe. But if you do it in your classroom, you have to have the score and the checklist. Each character that you would like to assess. Maybe Dr. Sittichai will show this. More deeply. In his research. Okay.
Yeah. And I think when we talk about assessment, we are talking to how to collect student learning evidence, how to know what inside the student. So I think this is good opportunity to put the question back to the audience. As you can see the activity that Dr. Patcharee have shown us. Do you think how, as a teacher, how can we know what students have learned? And we can share together, just 3 or 5 minutes. How can we know what the children have learned?
Bapak dan Ibu, Dr. Sittichai menanyakan, jadi dari melihat aktiviti-aktiviti yang beliau berdua kerjakan di rumah tadi, STEM at home tadi, bagaimana caranya kita mengecek bahwa siswa telah belajar sesuatu, atau bagaimana kita mengecek apa yang dipelajari oleh siswa, yang telah dipelajari oleh siswa melalui aktiviti itu. Silahkan yang mau menjawab bisa melalui chat room berbahasa Indonesia bisa, dan juga bisa raise your hand and then unmute the microphone. So Dr. Patcharee or Dr. Sittichai, maybe you have to explain in Thai language.
Yes, 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 yes. สำหรับนักศึกษาไทยนะครับผมก็คิดว่าเมื่อกี้ที่อาจารย์พัชรีได้นำเสนอกิจกรรมที่เล่นกับเด็กๆที่บ้านเนาะทั้งทั้งทำคริสตัลทั้งทำใช้ Google Map แล้วก็ปลูกต้นพืชอะไรเงี้ยถ้าเราพูดถึงเรื่องของการประเมินเนี่ยเรากำลังพูดถึงว่าเราจะรู้ได้ยังไงว่าเด็กเรียนรู้อะไรบ้างเนาะแล้วก็เราจะเก็บหลักฐานเหล่านั้นได้ยังไงก็ได้ชวนคุยครับว่าถ้าเราเป็นครูหรือเราเป็นคุณแม่กำลังสอนลูกอยู่ที่บ้านเนี่ยเรารู้ได้ยังไงว่าเด็กเรียนรู้แล้วจากกิจกรรมที่เราทำเนาะก็คือลองแชร์ไอเดียมาได้นะครับจะพิมพ์ลงไปในแชทก็ได้หรือว่าจะยกมือตอบเป็นภาษาไทยก็ได้เดี๋ยวอาจารย์พัชรีจะแปลเป็นภาษาอังกฤษเองนะครับ
ขอบคุณมากค่ะ
เอาสักประมาณ 2-3 นาทีเผื่อได้เป็นการดึงพวกเรากลับเข้ามาสู่เรื่องที่เรากำลังคุยกันอยู่ในห้องนี้เนาะเห็นมีข้อความพิมพ์มาเยอะเลยครับของทางฝั่งอินโดเราพิมพ์เป็นภาษาไทยได้เลยเนาะถ้ามีนะครับ
Yeah, so one of the participants answered that we have to put some tests on cognitive based on Bloom taxonomy, C1 to C6. Other participants, yeah, okay.
Yes, okay. So we can use a test, right, or practice and use the Bloom taxonomy as a criterion.
Yep.
Okay. Another things?
We can ask the kids the conclusion and also the result of their observation.
Okay, just ask the children.
Yep. And then other one, we can ask students to make a conclusion or some report about what kind of activities that they have learned.
Okay.
Another one, we also know about their attitude. during the practice. We can measure or we can observe the change of attitude.
Mm. And I can really answer. We can assess from the student performance,
Mhm.
uh,
The
the
product that
product.
they
Okay.
produce,
Mm.
and the performance of students during the learning or the STEM learning process.
Mm. Okay.
Because
Okay. Yeah.
okay,
Let's hear
because
from.
most of you are student teachers, and some of you are teachers, and I just would like to distinguish between the educational theory and the tools of the assessment. So if you use the Bloom taxonomy, is the theory. I mean, one theory can be generated to many tools, TOOLs, many tools. The questionnaire, the all of this is we call the tool. I mean, if you go back to the cognition, I mean, in here, ability of student in my mind. So when I teach my student in class, I just would like them to understand more quickly. Like we have like a one hand, no, one head, two hands, and one heart. So if you would like to access one hand, is we talk about the cognition or cognitive, you can base on the Bloom or Bloom device that published in 2001 with incorporate the creativity on top of the old version of Bloom. So if the one hand, or if you would like to know whether or not they can do something, that which mean that we are interested in their hands, I mean their ability to do something. One head is we talk about the cognition, and one hand is we talk about the psychomotor, they can do or they cannot do something. And then one heart, which mean the affective domain, like the one that you just typing is about the attitude toward something, attitude or feeling or believing or opinion to something, like do like, dislike. I hate this one. I hate science. I don't like mathematics, like this, because we are dealing with the heart of the student. So therefore, the I mean the purpose of many of any educational theory, that we would like our student to complete, I mean three of these, like head, hand, or heart. Therefore we divided to the objective of the education into three parts, with the cognitive domain, psychomotor domain, and affective domain. So, okay, let's move on, Dr. Sittichai.
Yes. But I haven't heard about Thai answer yet.
Okay, come on, guys.
Please, maybe you can turn on your microphone and talk in Thai, or you can just type in the chat box. Just one answer from Thai student. We will proud of you. Or maybeคุณครูสรายุทธใช่ไหมครับคุณครูมีอะไรจะแชร์ตรงนี้ไหมครับอาจจะเป็นวิธีการเก็บข้อมูลวิธีการประเมินจากกิจกรรมอะไรประมาณนี้ครับคุยได้นะครับ
ตอนนี้ตอนนี้เด็กไทย
Okay,
บอก
Dr.
ว่า
Sarayut, you have to Okay, Mr. Sarayut, can you share your idea? I think Dr. Sittichai asked him.
Thank you. For assessment, when I teach them about the integration, science, technology, engineering, or mathematics in part of integration, I will observe them when they planned before they build um, a model, because sometimes the activities I I allow them to build a model or design the procedure to solve the problems.
Mm.
So uh, when we assess when I assess them, I I start from the discussion before they make a plan. They will work in group.
Mhm.
I noticed the behavior in group, the duty of the student, each of the student.
Mm.
Then when they build a model, I noticed when they use a materials, they think before they choose the materials, that uh, they have to think about the appropriate materials to build the something, the
Mm.
model,
Mm.
or they have to think with the constraints before they build a model. And
Mm.
after they build the model, I allow them to taste before test. Test
Mm.
before test means they have to taste by themselves before.
Mm.
They have to
Mm.
learn about the problems
Mm.
before before they before they taste with friends and teacher.
Mm.
So they have the chance to edit some part of the model or some
Mm.
part of the procedure.
Mm.
So after they edit something that they found the problems,
Mm.
they they will have more confidence to
Mm.
take with the teacher and with friends.
Mm.
So before before
Mm.
assessment for the last test, uh, we have to uh, consider the condition ตกลงร่วมกันนะครับวางเงื่อนไขร่วมกัน we we have to consider the conditions together, teacher
Mm.
and students. So when we taste when we taste,
Mm.
everything is fair for students
Mm.
and all of students.
Mm.
Thank you.
Okay, sorry, I interrupt. Mr. Saraya, can you, we just made mistake. We put you as a host. Can you, can you make me as a
Be
host?
the
You
host,
know
man.
my name, Murni Ramli. Yeah, you have to put me as a host first.
Mm.
Our host just made mistake.
Mm. Okay. Uh, yeah. Why Kru Sarayut doing that? From your answer, I
Uh,
think. Oh, there is a Thai answer here.
yep.
Nacha, Dr. Patcharee would like to translate the Nacha answer. It's very good answer for us.
Thank you very much Sittichai เดี๋ยวนะคะอ่านก่อนนะคะ เราสามารถทราบได้อย่างไรว่าเด็กเกิดการเรียนรู้เมื่อเด็กสามารถอธิบายในสิ่งที่เขาไม่เคยรู้มาก่อนและสามารถแสดงออกถึงพฤติกรรมที่เปลี่ยนไปหลังจากได้เรียนรู้เช่นเด็กสามารถอธิบายและใช้คอมพิวเตอร์ได้หลังจากที่เขาลองฝึกใช้คอมพิวเตอร์เดี๋ยวครูงงอะคืออะไรเนี่ย
Yeah.
เราสามารถทราบได้อย่างไรว่าเด็กเกิดการเรียนรู้เมื่อเขาสามารถอธิบายอ๋อ okay so the question is asked about how would you know that the student know something after 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 they can explain how to use the computer, they can explain how to use the computer. So I just would like to tell them that the learning objective is can be divided into three according to the thing that I talked before is the head, the hand, and the heart. And how to use computer, it should be the psychomotor. So they have to revise their learning objective. We shouldn't not use the word explain, but we
Mm,
cannot use, I mean, in term of psychomotors. คำถามข้อนี้นะคะคำถามข้อเนี้ยข้อที่สองอ่ะเดี๋ยวเนื่องจากพวกเราอยู่ปีสองเนาะพวกเราจะยังไม่ได้เรียนเรื่องการตั้งจุดประสงค์การเรียนรู้จุดประสงค์การเรียนรู้มันก็จะล้อมาจากทฤษฎีการเรียนรู้นั่นแหละหนึ่งสมองสองมือแล้วก็หนึ่งจิตใจใช่ไหมหนึ่งสมองก็คือรู้ว่าเด็กรู้อะไรบ้างจำอะไรได้บ้างประยุกต์ใช้อะไรได้บ้างแต่ในเรื่องของการใช้คอมพิวเตอร์เนี่ยส่วนใหญ่เราจะไม่ค่อยคือเหมือนกับว่าอันนั้นเป็นทักษะที่เด็กต้องลงมือทำใช่ไหมเพราะฉะนั้นเวลาที่เราจะตั้งจุดประสงค์อ่ะก็ต้องให้เขียนให้เห็นให้ชัดเลยว่าเด็กทำอะไรได้เช่นสร้างกราฟได้โดยใช้โปรแกรมอันนี้หรือทำอะไรได้อันเนี้ยครูมองว่าเดี๋ยวตรงที่คำที่เราพิมพ์เนี่ยเรายังเหมือนกับว่า mix ระหว่างด้านสมองอ่ะมันก็เลยจะกลายเป็นว่าเราจะไม่สามารถชัวร์ได้ว่าเขาสามารถทำได้จริงเพราะว่าเราไปวัดที่การอธิบายของเขานึกออกไหมเพราะฉะนั้นพฤติกรรมตัวเนี้ยจริงๆครูต้องวัดที่ความสามารถในการใช้โปรแกรมนั้นจริงๆหรือผลจากการใช้โปรแกรมนั้นจริงๆประมาณนี้นะอันนี้เอกอะไรไม่แน่ใจถามครูนะนั่นแหละเดี๋ยว
yeah.
เดี๋ยวเราจะได้เรียนกัน
Mm,
เทอมนี้แหละเนาะโอเค
mm. Thank you, Dr. Patcharee, and thank you, Nacha, for her answer. I think now from our discussion, we can see that we have some assumption here. The assumption is the student will change something after learning, right? And we try to collect the data, how they change. So maybe the change is a knowledge, they know something more. The change is skill, they can do something better, or the change is attitude. The attitude change in some way. So, and we try to collect the evidence how the change is happen in the student, right? It is the idea of the assessment at that our discussion here. And as a Dr. Patcharee talk in the very beginning that the assessment has the purpose of assessment is three things. The first is assessment of learning. The second is assessment for learning and assessment as learning. So in spite of the assumption that we had said about something is about the objective of assessment is very important. We need to think about this first. What the objective of the assessment will be used in our class? Do we use assessment as a summative assessment, or do we use assessment as a formative assessment? Do we use assessment as the assessment of learning or assessment for learning? Right? And the answer that we are discussing here is about this. I think it's about assessment of learning. How do we know what the student learn after we already finish the teaching? Okay. So the next part that I will talking with you is about assessment for learning and assessment as learning. And I will have a question during my presentation. So please prepare with it to answer the question while you are listening to me. Okay.
Okay. Before that, can we answer this question? Dr. Patcharee mentioned about the STEAM, STEAM. So can we interpret A as attitude, local wisdom, religion, values?
Yes. A is can be more than just only art. More can be more than only us. And I have seen you read. Yeah, you are right. Yeah, maybe it's some. So you sometimes we can read more about STEAM based on the notion of uh, Australian and the Korean side educator, because maybe some authors will explain about A is more than just art. And then yeah, you are right. Yeah. Okay, but I answer the question. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So, Dr. Sittichai, please.
Okay. Um, I will share my PowerPoint. So can you see the,
Yeah,
yes. All right. So this is my action research. I'm doing this research with Dr. Patcharee when I was teaching in the Thepsatri Rajabhat University like 5 years ago. Okay, the title is the enhancement of undergraduate student scientific explanations using online platform as a context for discussion and feedback. So we will focus on the assessment part of the research to see the importance of the feedback uh, for for assessment for learning and assessment as a learning, right? Uh, this research was published in the Journal of Science and Mathematics Education in Southeast Asia. It's published by the Rexam in Malaysia, Penang, Malaysia, in 2018, and volume 41. If you would like to know more about the research, you can search for this research and this publication. Okay. I will talk about the problem in my science class first. Is this is a lab class, so in our program there will be the lecture class and the laboratory class. I'm not sure it's the same in Indonesia. When student in the faculty of science learn subject, they have the lecture class that we just lecture the knowledge, and then we have the laboratory class that student do laboratory. Okay, but the problem is about time management, because in the lab class we usually have just 2 hours each time, and the students spend most of the time collecting data but have no time to interpret those data to construct scientific explanation. They have to run and do activity and then record the data, and then the time is done and they have to go back and or change to the another class. All the students do not have an opportunity to present, discuss, and reflect on their finding. They just do the activity from like direction, the handbook of the laboratory. They do not have opportunity to think about it, to present, to discuss with their classmate. This is a problem that I faced then when I was teaching this laboratory class. Okay, and this is the example of student answer in the worksheet. Okay, you can see the illustration here when they try to draw something that they have seen from the microscope. They will uh, there were the illustration that's very good. I mean, a lot of detail of the elodie and paramecium you can see, and the illustration that have uh, less detail here, we cannot I mean, it's hard to know what they have written. Is this a cell or is something like a seed? We is very difficult to interpret the illustration here. And you can see the example of student answer in the worksheet, something like the bigger cell is a paramecium because the lab result from 9 groups indicate that paramecium is bigger than elodie. The average size elodie is the 0.09 millimeters, but paramecium is like 0.87 millimeters. And the reasoning that students have is from the study, it was found that paramecium cell is bigger than elodie cells because the size of elodie was 0.05 millimeters, which was smaller than paramecium cells. You can see that this is not reasoning. It just describe what happened or describe what they have seen. There is nothing said about why the size of the cell is different. Okay, so when we use the level of scientific explanation from Breton and Whiteshield in 2011, they describe the level of scientific explanation in 3 levels. The low level is describe what happened, just describe what happened, nothing about the reasoning. The medium, the level in medium is describe how something happened, but in high level, explain why something happened using scientific principle or scientific theory or laws to explain why something happened. So we can use this as the criterion for assessment of student worksheet. And the first time we try to understand, to collect the data, we found that most of the student answer come into low level of scientific explanation is 86. Just 2% that we have the high level of scientific explanation in the worksheet, lab worksheet. So this is the first question that I will ask you all. As a sheet teacher, what should be a question that you ask yourself after you see this result from your student? Okay. What should be a question that you ask yourself for this situation? So please go to menti.com and use this code 12, 29, and 6 to answer this question.
Oke, Bapak dan Ibu, para peserta semua, ini ada pertanyaan. Jadi tadi kita sudah melihat hasilnya seperti rata-rata siswa menjawab atau ada pada low level dari scientificnya. Sekarang silahkan pergi ke menti.com, kemudian masukkan kode 12296 dan menjawab pertanyaan. Can you show me the question?
Yeah, just a minute.
What should they do?
Yeah, here.
Okay, as a teacher, what should be a question that you ask yourself? Jadi sebagai guru, pertanyaan apa yang harus? Oh, okay, so they already understand.
Okay. Is it?
Ya, pertanyaan apa yang harus Anda ajukan kepada diri sendiri melihat fakta ternyata studentnya banyak yang memiliki low scientific reasoning?
So we got the first answer. Why this happened to my student? How can I improve it? Yeah. Answer.
Oke, silakan Bapak Ibu masuk ke menti.com, masukkan kode 12296.
สำหรับเด็กไทยนะคะเด็กไทยใช้มือถือเข้าไปที่ menti.com เนี่ยตัวเนี้ย www.menti.com นะคะแล้วพอเข้าไปแล้วนะมันก็จะมีให้เรากรอกเลขใช่ไหมหนูก็กรอกอันนี้ลงไปเนี่ย12296แล้วมันก็จะขึ้นคำถามมาคำถามนี้แหละ as a teacher what you would be a question that you asking yourself แปลว่าในฐานะที่เราเป็นครูเราจะตั้งคำถาม เราจะตั้งคำถามว่าอะไรที่เราจะถามตัวเราเองอะในฐานะที่เราเป็นครูนะพิมพ์เป็นภาษาไทยก็ได้ค่ะใส่เข้ามาอันนี้เข้าใจถูกใช่ไหมอาจารย์สิทธิชัย
ใช่ครับเราเจอสถานการณ์ที่เด็กตอบคำถามมาไม่ได้อธิบายอะไรมาเลยเนาะแล้วก็การวาดรูปของเด็กที่วาดมาเนี่ยก็ดูยากมากๆถ้าเราเป็นครูเนี่ยเราเห็นสถานการณ์แบบนี้เนี่ยเราจะถามตัวเองว่ายังไงนะครับตอนนี้คำตอบ
ถาม
ก็
เราใช่ไหมคะไม่ได้
ถามตัว
ถาม
เราเอ
เด็
ง
ก
ครับ
ถามตัวเรา
ถามตัวเราเอง
ถามตัวเราเอง
ซึ่งคำตอบ
โอเค
จากฝั่งอินโดนีเซียเนี่ยเขาก็เช่นเขาก็ถามว่าเฮ้ยมันเกิดอะไรขึ้นกับนักเรียนของเรานะเราจะสามารถพัฒนาการสอนของเราได้ยังไงเอ้ยการสอนของเรามันไม่เคลียร์หรือเปล่านะเราอธิบายเด็กชัดหรือเปล่าเราเราเราสอนให้เด็กนำความรู้ไปใช้แนวคิดขั้นสูงหรือเปล่าเนี่ยถามตัวเองฮะ
โอเคเด็กไทยพิมพ์เป็นภาษาไทยมาเลยก็ได้นะคะว่าถ้าเกิดว่าอย่างเนี้ยเราจะถามเราเองว่าอะไรถ้าเราเป็นครูนะถ้าเราเจอคำตอบที่มันไม่ค่อยเคลียร์แบบเนี้ยเราจะตั้งคำถามไหมหรือเราจะผ่านไปเลย
Okay, so there's a lot of interesting answer. Yeah,
Yes.
I think the participant really engaged.
Yes. It's good. So some Indonesian, okay, bagaimana cara? So they asking about whether my teaching is correct or not, whether my method is correct or not, and whether I creative enough as a teacher.
Yeah.
And other thinking about how should I teach my students to be critical thinkers. Another question, who should be creative, teachers or students? Okay.
Okay. And
There's a lot of.
How can I challenge myself to make something? I have seen Thai answer.
Yeah.
Ask ourselves like
เราพูดรู้เรื่องหรือเปล่า Do I speak clearly?
Okay.
My speaking is maybe cause them confused. Do I teach them understand?
Okay. Yeah, you can see that I just show the example of how assessment can inform ourselves as a teacher. So if you do not do the assessment, you hardly know about your teaching. But when you see the answer from the student, when you consider the student answer from the worksheet, you will raise a question, ask yourself, what wrong is my teaching? So you can see how assessment inform your teaching, right? But it isn't enough because we have to know more what happened. Okay, so I asked myself a question as well to do this research. Let me show you next. Just it's a little bit. Okay, I try to. Okay, it is stop share. Okay, and go back to my PowerPoint. This is the question that I ask myself. Okay. How could I use an assessment tool for improved student learning? Okay. So the problem is that we don't have time in class that we can talk together about the result. The student only do lab activity and then leave the class and then submit the worksheet that we can see that the scientific explanation is quite low level. So I need some space for students to have time to interpret the data and select what they have found in the lab, and then talk together and then have feedback from the teacher and from their friends. So for me, I thought that I need some space for students to do that activity. And online platform is quite appropriate for this problem. So I use Seesaw mobile application as a LMS, learning management system, for students to capture the laboratory result, select some of photos or video as a scientific evidence to support the explanation, and upload directly from their mobile phone. Okay, instead of trying to draw something, you just use the mobile phone to capture the photo, to take the video clip and then upload to the application. Okay. Uh, I just show you the next slide here. Just wait me a minute. Okay. So you still see my PowerPoint, right? Okay. So using e-portfolio at a Seesaw e-portfolio incorporated with the inquiry teaching. So in class, students were engaged in the scientifically oriented questions, and students collect data as a evidence in responding to the question. Okay, it's those things happen in the class. And then after class, student will select the evidence and formulate explanation from the evidence. And student connect explanation to scientific knowledge and communicate and justify explanation. If you have studied about inquiry teaching, you will familiar with 5 features of inquiry instruction, right? And just 2 of them happen in the class, and the other 3 happens online in the online platform. Okay. Here is an example. Uh, Actually, I can show you the example in the real application just a little bit here. I will show you the application that I have used. This one, Seesaw. Okay, here. So you can see in the right column is student portfolio. We can click on the student and we see the student work. We can see like the photograph that student uh, took from the microscope, and worksheet, and this photo here. So they can upload their work, and I can see from the application. Okay, and like is this a reflection? Okay, just some example. Okay, go back to the slide. Okay, so the student can upload the photo, video clip, and uh, many photos at the same time, and maybe the reflection about what they have learned in class, the explanation they have learned in class. Okay. Okay. So this is a result. When I use the explanation tool, the criterion at low level, medium level, and high level to assess student answer again, we can see the trend of the student ability from the first week to week 8. Okay, we can see that the frequency of the student answer at high level is growing up. Then the answer in low level is going down, and the medium level is going down as well. Okay. But the interesting thing is happened in the first 3 weeks here. There is a fluctuation here. It was observed that a lot of, in the Seesaw application, I observed a lot of feedback were posted in online platform from me and from the student themselves during that time. And after the 3 weeks, the feedback is quite less than the first 3 weeks. And this is the example of the feedback. Okay. Okay. Me as a teacher gave the feedback to the student like the reason that you have is very interesting. Try to find more information about what is in yeast that increase the rate of hydrogen peroxide reaction. This is the experiment about the hydrogen peroxide. And the student answered back that the substance used for increasing the rate of hydrogen peroxide reaction is an enzyme in yeast called catalase. And I said, well done. This is an example of the ability for searching information and self-directed learning. And students said, thank you very much. Here I will show you about the feedback. So you can give student feedback at, we can feedback about the knowledge, feedback about skill, and feedback about their attitude. Because when Dr. Patcharee said that the objective of learning is about knowledge, skill, and attitude, right? And head, hand, heart. And so we can give the student feedback about knowledge, skill, and attitude as well. And it helps students to know what they have done well and what to do next to improve their learning. So I gave her the feedback about the knowledge here, what she need to find more, and the feedback about her skill. Right, this is the teacher feedback. So I can tell you from this situation that the teacher can give like some kind of feedback we call descriptive feedback, the feedback that tell the position of the student and what to do next. Okay, and another feedback is evaluative feedback. It's just like just the student, like give students a score but not explain anything. We need to give student more about descriptive feedback so they will know to do next to improve their learning. Okay, so this is the assessment for learning if the teacher can do for the the student. And here is a assessment as learning. The student can give themselves feedback or can give their peer feedback as well. We can read through together. This is the translation from Thai to English. The student one said that there was a good information and scientific reasoning, but not complete. Okay, this is the student give feedback to his friend, and the student two come along and said, from the reasoning part, cohesion inhibits cell division of onion roots, but there was no detail about how it happened. Okay, it's like the second feedback connect to the first one, like expand the first one. And I said, from your explanation, it can be inferred that you have searched additional information. Well done. And I gave the feedback to the student two as well. Okay, and then the student three come along and said your evidence was good, but it lacks the detail of cohesion, whether or not it affects other plants. In conclusion, your explanation is at second level. you can see that students really give high quality feedback to their peers. We sometimes we just think that it have to be the teacher who give feedback, but it's not. The student can give very quality feedback to their friends, and it sometimes it's better than the teachers. Okay, so this is the second question for you, and you can go to menti.com again. Why can feedback enhance student learning?
Oke, Bapak Ibu, kita pergi ke menti.com lagi. So is it the same code?
Yes, yeah, same code.
The same code. So
Yes.
the last code is, I don't remember, 12,
Just
29,
a
6.
minute. Yeah.
Okay.
Just a minute. I will try to go to that place. Sorry, just a minute here. Right. So here's the answer. It's the question.
Oke. Jadi sama, pergi ke menti.com, kodenya 12296, 12296. Dan pertanyaannya adalah, mengapa umpan balik atau feedback itu dapat meningkatkan atau memperbaiki belajarnya siswa?
ครับสำหรับนักเรียนนักศึกษาไทยนะครับก็คือเมื่อกี้ผมนำเสนอว่าในตอนผลการศึกษาครับในช่วง3อาทิตย์แรกเนี่ยเรามีการให้ฟีดแบ็กกันเยอะมากเนาะทั้งครูให้ฟีดแบ็กนักศึกษาแล้วก็นักศึกษาให้ฟีดแบ็กกันเองแล้วก็พบว่าการที่เขาเขียนคำอธิบายทางวิทยาศาสตร์เนี่ยมันดีขึ้นมากเลยในระดับสูงเนี่ยขึ้นเยอะเลยครับคนที่เขียนอาจจะเคยอยู่ในระดับต่ำเนี่ยจำนวนคนที่เขียนระดับต่ำเนี่ยก็ลดลงเร็วมากนะครับในช่วง3อาทิตย์แรกที่เราให้ฟีดแบ็กกันเยอะๆเนี่ยก็เลยอยากจะตั้งคำถามว่าทำไมการให้ฟีดแบ็กเนี่ยถึงสามารถช่วยให้เด็กเรียนรู้ได้ดีขึ้นได้ครับพิมพ์เป็นภาษาไทยมาเลยก็ได้นะครับไปที่ menti.com แล้วก็ใช้โค้ดเดิมจากเมื่อสักครู่นี้อันนี้มี this is the first answer is very interesting because it means that we really read their works and they feel appreciate. Yes.
Yeah. And this is in Bahasa Indonesia. Students can evaluate themselves through their experience, learning experience, and then they can improve their learning till they know how level at what level that they can understand or they can master.
Because students can take a different answer and they can take a right answer. Students know that drawback, make reflection, and enhance that skill. Because students know what is they need to improve. Okay. Thai answer. So the student can improve themselves. Students will feel more appreciate and know the mistakes they made by being given feedback. Students have more motivation to improve their learning. Because with feedback, students I can not read it. They know how to improve themselves. They feel more to be appreciated. Okay. There is some Indonesian language that maybe can translate for us.
Yeah, because students feel satisfied after they know that their task was being read and appreciated by the teachers.
Sometimes as a student, we still don't understand which is right or wrong. or even skip the important part of the topic, and also the student will feel appreciate. Yeah. Mm. Because the feedback, student can find out their shortcomings so as to increase the scientific level. Okay. So I think it's
And
yeah.
others, based on the feedback, students will know which point that they have to improve.
Mm. I think it's the same in the Thai answer. So the student will know the weakness or
Mm.
flaw in the answer and try to improve to be better. Okay. Okay. I think it's so I think we can see the advantages of the feedback from teacher
Mm.
to student and from student to their friends already. Okay.
Excuse me, Dr. Sittichai,
Yes.
may I explain more about the feedback?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, in the past, when the teacher would like to talk or provide the feedback to the student, so the teacher always give the score uh, to the student, like 5 or 6. I
Mm.
mean 5/10, 6/10, 9/10, and then as a student, they just know the number and they don't know how to improve it.
Mm.
So when the teacher talk to, Dr. Sittichai, just would you please to stop share your screen? I just would like
Okay.
to introduce
Okay.
some of you. Some of you may would like to read more about the formative assessment. That this one, do you see my screen like this? In this, yeah, you can use the Google search engine and you just search the assessment for learning, and this one is Dr. Paul Beck from Massachusetts University. And then you can see here. At 5 years ago, Thai we have buy the license of the video, and then we put the subtitle in Thai, and then we post on the Thai teacher TV. Uh, Let me translate a bit in Thai นักศึกษาสามารถเข้าได้นะใส่คำว่าไทยทีเชอร์ทีวีโทรทัศน์ครูไทยอะค่ะแล้วไปที่การประเมินระหว่างการเรียนรู้ตอนนี้ค่ะก็จะไปเจอ Professor Paul Beck นั่นแหละที่พูดเรื่องว่าครูควรจะให้ฟีดแบ็กอย่างไรที่จะเป็นประโยชน์ต่อการ improve การเรียนของเด็กนักเรียนจริงๆไม่ใช่แค่คุยกันที่ตัวเลขเท่านั้นนะคะประมาณนี้okay. They also have their video format, just maybe this, and then they talk about maybe this one is the formative assessment that Professor Paul Beck will explain at the end of the clips. And then this is the example of the how to use the formative assessment in the secondary school science. And you will see more update about how to use the formative assessment into STEM learning. I mean European style, and but it's very useful. But if you would like to read knowledge of this, it is very thin. I mean thin book. It is take maybe just 2 or 3 hours to finish. I mean reading in the book, working inside the black box. I mean that belong to the this author Professor Paul Beck. Okay, that's it. It's maybe useful for the student from both countries.
Mm.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Patcharee. Um, so go back to my slide. Mm. As you can see from this situation, I did not change my teaching. I use the same lab activity for my student. What I have changed is assessment. Okay, so the student did the activity as usual in class, and they collect data, but they need to do more about select scientific evidence, select photo, video clip, and give the reason for that evidence, formulate explanation, and post it online to the e-portfolio, Seesaw e-portfolio. Actually, you can use any kind of platform. You can use the Google Classroom or Microsoft Team, anything you can use it. But the important thing is the space, is this environment for the student to publish the explanation and evidence, and is give the student opportunity to give feedback to their friends and receive feedback from their friend and from the teacher, and especially descriptive feedback. Okay, so I think this may give you the idea about how assessment can improve the student learning. Okay, this is all of my presentation. If you would like, if you have question, or maybe you would like to do more discussion, is very welcome.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Sittichai and also Dr. Patcharee. Uh, it's a really great about the assessment. So nowadays, actually in Indonesia, we also do not really common to do feedback for students'
Mm,
work, because in a reality, teachers do not have enough time to do those kind of feedback, because I think there are a lot of burden for teachers doing some administration things. But
mm,
it's good to think about how to do feedback effectively,
mm,
because now I think you just explained about the descriptive feedback. So my research is also related.
mm,
We call it dynamic assessment, and
mm,
we make some multiple choice, but we can do it by computer. So
mm,
we provide some answers for students, and then we can also detect, identify which level of students. Then we can improve which concept that they have to learn more.
mm.
So, but still doing research. We do not we still have not result actually. So, okay, among the participants, are there any questions?
Or maybe your experience that you would like to share for in the topic of assessment. I think if you are all the teacher, you might have something value to share with us.
Ya, atau Bapak dan Ibu bisa juga apa namanya, share pengalamannya, memberikan feedback kepada siswa. Silahkan mengirimkan pertanyaannya via chat atau meng-unmute mikrofonnya dan menyampaikan bagaimana feedback pengalaman Bapak dan Ibu memberikan feedback. Silahkan.
Mm. For the Thai student as well ถ้าเกิดว่าพวกเรานักศึกษานะครับเคยมีประสบการณ์เหมือนกับว่าเราได้ฟีดแบ็กหรือคอมเมนต์บางอย่างจากคุณครูแล้วรู้สึกมันช่วยพัฒนาเราได้มากเลยเนี่ยสามารถแบ่งปันได้นะครับเปิดไมค์แล้วพูดภาษาไทยได้เลยครับเดี๋ยวอาจารย์พัชรีจะแปลให้นะครับหรือพิมพ์มาในแชทบ็อกก็ได้
Okay. During we are waiting for the question, I just would like to show some videos from the failure of doing STEM activities.
Okay.
Have time? Okay. Yep. Maybe this one is more activities that Dr. Sittichai will would like the kids to do. But I would like to show you is the failure is okay. The failure is okay. According to the NGSS, this one is more ac- activity that related to more science. So that's why I didn't show because it's more science. Yep. Not all the time that they are succeed, but sometimes they are failure. But when we teach STEM, failure is okay for the grade 1 and grade 2 in NGSS. I mean, according to the US curriculum, is we should teach our student to to know what is the mistake. So now let's see. No, this one is playing the game. Oh, sorry, at the time there is I mean this one is that I already show you. So make it by themselves, clean it. Yeah, a lot of fun here in my house because it's the friend of my kids. Yeah. Oh, okay, this one. So you have see these pictures. This one is I adapt from the you can download the activities for the kids. So they have to use the marshmallow here and then the spaghettis here. Yeah. And because it is very it's freak and very easy to broken. Soเปียกได้ยินเสียงไหม
yeah ได้ยินครับ
Okay. Yeah. Then you will see that they started disappointed. They tried it again and again. And then I asked them like a cheer up. So think how would you try it again and then help each other or broken or help each other to hold this one. Yes, she looked so mad. Yeah, and feel angry through the activities. Yeah, and this one is quite have very passion. Oh, the wheel stop. Okay. Yeah, it's the last part, the failure. So, okay, okay. So at the end, if we cannot make the tower, and then we just eat it, and then so they can feel that they win everything. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you teach, I mean, uh, no matter what the STEM or theme that you would like to use with their kids. So just take times and then asking the question, ask them compare something, ask back what they are, what they understand, and what they can do, and then we can assess like how they progress after they show us something, so they can show us in the explanation or they can do something to show us for the grade 1 and grade 2 in the NGSS of the US science. So many many activities, I mean the course cause the child fail to do something because it is the intention that they would like to teach their child that failure is okay. Failure is okay, but after we fail we have to know how to improve it. Okay, and if this situation happen in your classroom, so the teacher maybe like a more have a technique like a to make the feeling better. So you can, I mean you're sure you are you are already teacher, maybe you will have more technique. And another one, that the video clip from the project based learning that I didn't show at the first time. Dr. Sittichai and try to incorporate the art like watercolor. So and then draw something and create story by themselves. Yeah, maybe you can use many activities.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Thank you, Dr.
visual.
Patcharee.
Maybe just enough. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
maybe.
yeah, it's very interesting. So in the chat room, I think there is one question.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, can you
Yes.
respond, Dr. Sithichai? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's really good question. How to make an effective feedback to students through online platform? What kind of platform you usually use? I try to give my student feedback through email and Zoom meeting, but they tend to replicate those mistakes more and more. Okay, it's a very interesting question because um, uh, what I have done is the first thing we have to tell the student what the criterion look like first at the very beginning before you give the student tasks. Tell the student the what is the criteria, or as the uh, teacher Sorayut said, maybe we can set the criteria together with the student, right? That Kru Sarayut talked to us. So everyone know the criterion is like everyone know the goal of this lesson. Okay, and then when you give the feedback, try to explain the student that their work, how far from the quality of their work from the goal. Use the criterion as the information, so you can give direct feedback to the student based on the criteria. Okay, the student will understand that, okay, now my explanation is about medium level because you can tell the student directly what happened or what quality of the student answer based on the criteria. Okay, so I think the important thing is you have to let the student know your expectation first at the really beginning. So the criteria is not the secret. The answer is not the secret. You let student know first. Okay, and the platform, I think, is less important than the way you give your student feedback. You can give any, I mean, to students through any platform, as long as the student know the criteria first, and then you can have feedback to them. So is it okay?
Yep. Okay, thank you very much. I think we already at 12 o'clock now. As the Thepsatri show
Yeah.
us the food of Thailand, make us very, very hungry. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much for this very awesome presentation about the STEM evaluation and assessment system. I would like to thank Dr. Patcharee, Dr. Sittichai, Mr. Sarayut, and other participants from Thailand. Hi, guys. Can you show me? Yeah, and also participants from Indonesia. I hope that this webinar give more insights and also thoughts about the STEM. And after that, we can design and we can develop our own STEM that will be applied in the next semester. Okay, again, many thanks for Dr. Sittichai and Patcharee. We hope that in the next future we can do some collaboration in research. And I hope that after the pandemic you can come to Solo And I hope that I can visit also Lopburi and also uh, Thammasat University. I haven't been there.
Yeah, maybe next
Yes.
time you have to invite Mr. Salayut as a
Oh
teacher.
yeah, it's a good.
Yeah, we can come
Right,
together.
right. He can share the best practices of doing STEM at the school level. Right.
Mm.
Thank you very much, and also thank you for my colleagues in the committee, and apologize for any troubles and inconvenience during this webinar. Then see you next time. We hope that we can have another other webinar on STEM education. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Thank
I want to
you.
take your pictures, so please keep your video on.
Okay.
I will take
And
your picture one by one.
turn on the video, right?
Yep, yep.
So now we can see
We can
our
see all.
participants today.
Right.
Ah,
So some of them are students and lecturers of university in Indonesia. Thank you very much, Bapak dan Ibu sudah join.
I heard the shutter sound many
Yes,
times, many
yes.
times.
Since we have 6 pages. Okay, thank you very much. We will share all the slide PPT through the email of the participants, and we put it in our website, the International Office of Faculty of Teacher Training. Then you can access the slide presentation over there. Then we also will send you the e-certificate through your email. So don't worry.
Okay.
Okay, bye
Thank you,
bye.
everyone.
Thank
Thank
you very
you.
much.
Bye.
Yes, bye bye.